Recording in progress. Well, welcome to the Straight Red Card. This is the outdoor version. I'm actually sitting kind of outdoors, outside on a patio. I know it's like cold here in
38 degrees outside.
Doesn't bother me, dude.
36.
Doesn't bother me. See, those are my finished jeans. My finished jeans are like, this shit's okay. It's not a big deal.
Weird saying finished jeans. It sounds like you're just saying your jeans are finished.
No, as in Finland. Yeah, the country. And that's
lots
where
of cuts of holes in them, man. I swear they're finished.
Well, and the East Prussian part of me too. They're like, hey, they can deal with this cold shit, you know? So, hey, you did your own show last night. It looked like it went pretty good after 10 tries.
Yeah. People are like, oh, what were you drinking? What were you drinking? You know, somebody they're all like, oh, was that like 5 fingers worth of alcohol? I'm like, yeah, dude, you guys caught this like the 10th try. I had to keep refilling it every single one of them because I'm like, well, shit, I don't want everybody thinking I'm a giant pussy drinking just a little bit.
Yeah, but did that make it better? That's why you had to do it 10 times.
I got so much more comfortable, and I was just like, okay, it is, you know.
You were quite sedated in that report, which is impressive. I think even somebody mentioned that. That's whoa, what happened to Brett? He's like, that's just not how Brett sounds. And you're like, well, yeah.
I mentioned how like my voice is on the verge of getting lost. So I had especially in the morning. This morning I had that monster bass voice, like you could really get low, you know.
Big Toad.
Yeah.
Big Toad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's back. It's back. You're back to you. So
yeah. I mean, I had to scream at some kids, so I had to find it. So
yeah. Well, yeah, the adrenaline kicks in there. I gotta say though, you know, it was sad we couldn't do a show right before and right after the match, but that's really my fault. I'll take the blame. I'm at my parents when I'm here. I usually don't even do shows. So this is the first show I've actually done at my parents, and it's kind of weird being stoned here, you know, because I really don't do that when I come to my parents, but I'm like in an isolated part of the house. They
like,
have
Mom,
guests.
Dad, it's a cigarette, I swear.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 45 years old.
No, I'm 50, Brett.
I'm trying to give you the help out there.
Trying to give
a compliment. There you go.
Yeah, and they have company over tonight, in which I was the chef for the night. So I cooked them all dinner.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right?
No, it was scallops and a habanero and cream sauce with garlic and onions.
Oh, that's right. You're a foodie too. Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
I'm not used to dealing with many foodies.
Yeah, so we pack like a small cup with the rice, and that goes plop in the middle of sort of this Italian bowl, and then the sauce and the scallops go around the outside, and everybody was happy tonight.
Yeah,
it was good
night. My dad just had surgery and just got back from the hospital yesterday, so I took him and my mom over some turkey and vegetable soup that I made, you know, from boiling down the spent bones of a turkey carcass.
Yeah. Real broth,
so good, baby. So fucking good.
Yeah,
don't barely have to add anything to that.
I know. We need to start our own foodie show. That'll be next. But until we get there, folks, keep subscribing this show because it's moving up, dude. It's moving on up like the Jeffersons. So keep on. God, you even got the song in there before I said it. That's absolutely insane. All right, so we're supposed to talk about this game, and Brett, I think
there was a game last night.
Yeah, you did your part. USA, we beat. It's Dos a Cero, right? USA over Mexico, and then I learned this morning by reading the article. Finally, what was on Pulisic's shirt when he ripped it or pulled it up, and it is "I am the man in the mirror." Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did
you understand why people were booing Ochoa every time he got the ball?
Because he said in a quote, translated from Spanish, so it might not be perfect, they want to be like this. They want to mirror us. They want to be us. They can't be
Mexico
us.
Is the mirror that the U.S. look into or something like that.
Yes, to judge themselves because we're superior or whatever was the implication. And then that's why when Pulisic scored, he pulled up his shirt and said, "I'm the man in the mirror," quoting the very famous Michael Jackson, "Man in the mirror. Yes, baby, I'm yours." Okay. I don't even know if that's how the song goes, but I tried my best. So let's start with the game. Generally, Generally, I thought the announcers must have been drunk on Mexico because the whole first half.
That's
was
putting it
like,
nicely.
I mean, what the fuck game were they watching? I mean,
So,
I thought
I was taking fucking crazy pills.
I was too. My mom is like, what's 12 and what is this guy talking about constantly? We're doing really good. Like, this is the best I've seen us play against Mexico. I'm like, Mom, you're right. He's on silly pills.
Well, I believe he said, and I went back and rewatched the game, and I right at halftime I spaced it because kids were all running around, wanted to play games and stuff like that, like Uno and shit like that. But
Uno,
yeah. I missed the part right before the half where I'm pretty positive that he says that U.S. played well, but Mexico dictated the half.
No, they
or something
didn't.
along those lines. I'm like, again, what game were you watching? Mexico had 2 good chances, than 2 better chances than the U.S. had in that half.
Exactly.
Like I mentioned in the previous show, we were all bark, no bite. We didn't really challenge anything. We had some chances, just nothing finished. It's fine. Mexico had 2 clear-cut chances that Stefan came up huge. So, okay. Yeah. And those 2 chances came from being gift-wrapped balls.
They were relevant.
From the United States.
They broke.
Here, take the ball.
They broke our high press. And yes, that happened. I'm not saying that didn't happen. What I'm saying is these people that thought that we were playing crummy in the first half, what fucking game were they watching? Mexico could barely get out of their own end. I mean, the whole game was spent in their end. Yes, they had a lot of the possession in their end because they couldn't get out of it. And they were giving up ball after steal after steal after bad pass after bad. What game were these people watching?
Ironically, historically speaking, the rules are always reversed. Usually Mexico maintains all the possession, but doesn't actually create the chances. And the U.S. have a couple counters where we either score or we come close to getting an opportunity. So it was a little strange that it got reversed there.
Talk about the flip-flop mirror. This was that's what that was. We were them, they were us. And if you didn't notice that even happening in the first half, even though we didn't have a lot of scoring opportunities, then you kind of missed the point. And I think, everyone from JJ to Mr. Keeper to Casey Keller, everybody missed the point. Twelman missed the point. I don't know what game they were watching. I really don't. And I can only say that my parents who were watching with me, they noticed it too. They noticed we were playing better than they'd ever had seen in some time. And they were like, well, this is really impressive. I know we haven't scored yet, but wow, that was a really decent first half. We're going into the second half thinking positively, and so I'm not sure. I still don't get it. It's like the narrative had been written. Everybody couldn't get out of the narrative. Stop pre-writing a narrative. Yeah. Watch the game and watch the game.
That's basically what I said in my shows, my videos.
Yes.
It's like there had to be like some form of like a pre-written narrative because they watched the game that we watched and they're like, well, Jesus, I spent 2 days writing this narrative down. I can't go against this and go off the cuff. Mexico dictated the play and nobody will notice. Nobody will notice.
I mean, listen, we have to give credit where credit's due, and credit is due to Berhalter. He played the best lineup he could put out there, health wise, and he got the result he deserved. And we actually looked super functional. Like, okay, were there bad passes by McKinney? Sure. Were there bad? Was a really bad pass from Adams? Yes. Did Miles Robinson not have the great passing game? Yes, he didn't have a great passing game.
Jedi had a bad passing game too.
Jedi had some bad passes
frankly,
too.
It was funny because once he stopped passing the ball and he just started dribbling people, his game improved so much. It was insane and crazy.
I know.
But I 100% agree. And I've been on Twitter all day talking about this to various people. But Berhalter absolutely deserves credit. He finally came out, played his star players on the roster he selected. And he played them in a position to succeed. He brought in subs at the right moment to change the game and hold on to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he managed the game. His tactics, his high pressure was all there. 100% stellar.
People are going to say, oh, yeah, well, we already beat Mexico twice already. But no, not like this. Not like this. We played old school USA ball in those 2 wins, this year in Nations League and Gold Cup. That was old school ball where we didn't park the bus, but
I think I mentioned this before, even in like our segments a week ago or whatever. But Mexico in the Nations League maintains like something like 63 or 65% of the possession in that game, and then in Gold Cup it was something like 55. So I mean it was a little bit different, but they still maintained possession of the ball. They dictated play in those games, and we had our counters, our corner kicks, and all that we capitalized on. This game is completely different.
It is.
I don't recall many U.S. Mexico games where the U.S. literally just wiped the floor with Mexico. And I outside of those 2 chances they had in the first half, I didn't feel nervous at all that game.
I didn't either.
I knew something was going to happen.
I texted you at halftime and said, "What are they talking about here? Am I taking fucking crazy pills?" I thought we outpossessed them. I'm almost sure we did, and I don't even have the numbers in front of me. You sent me the numbers. Yeah. And it was 55-45. I'm like, yeah. Exactly.
They totally dictated that play with less possession.
I mean, Mexico dictated the game with 45% possession. I don't think so. I don't think they did. I think they were basically trying to figure out how to get out of this high press. And it was the first time that Berhalter put in place the actual Red Bull, Salzburg, Leipzig, NYRB, the real one. The real high press. The high press Aronson has to play every single game he plays for Salzburg. That was the first time we've used it almost the whole
game.
And it was so impressive, dude. I mean, this is why I wanted Jesse Marsh to be the coach, right?
Yeah.
Because this suits our athletic abilities.
Yeah. I mean, we have the pace. The top everybody talks about the top six. They have the pace, and not only do they have the pace, but our wingers have the pace. And I know this is what Berhalter was pushing, and a number of us have been like, I can't believe he didn't bring Brooks, and I still stand firm on that.
Yeah.
But if his goal is basically to have a team that's going to outpace the other team, I can understand his take. However, there's no reason why I would not have Brooks on this team. There's no reason for us to sit on 25, 26 players, first off. And now we got McKinney, who's on yellow card accumulation. We got Miles Robinson, who's red card accumulated. He got a soft red.
Right.
So they're out the next match, which means most likely, assuming that Berhalter continues this path of success. When I say success, I mean playing his best players that he has available to him. I'm assuming Busio is going to come in for McKinney and Richardson for Robinson. But
we'll talk about that later.
They're talking about bringing in reinforcements. But at this point, I highly doubt that he's going to fly anybody in from Europe, and it's going to be reinforcements locally, which you can make the argument maybe Mihailovic comes in and Sands to bolster the center back and midfield, I guess.
Could be, but they're not going to play that next game. They're just there to back up in case somebody else gets hurt or gets thrown off the field, because what we had last night worked. And I know, we'll talk about who's going to replace McKinney, and we'll talk about who's going to replace Miles, but it was a great game. It was the first time I've seen Berhalter's system work in a way where speed, I mean, it was his system, but honestly, it wasn't his system. It was the Red Bull system. He incorporated his system into that with the one, if you lose possession, immediately close and win possession back. There was a lot of that. There's a lot of playing between lines. There was a lot of smart play by Adams, always being in the right spot to receive the ball when someone was in trouble or there wasn't anywhere else to go. And he quarterbacked it. And yes, he made mistakes. I know. We'll talk about that. Obviously, the bad pass to between McKinney and whoever else was there. I can't remember who it was, Miles maybe, and nobody got it. And the counter almost led to a goal. So there are things we're going to have to clean up here. But generally, I was really satisfied and with the game, and my parents were like, yeah, this is a fun game to watch. This is really exciting because it was boom, boom, boom. We were trapping them in their own zone. They couldn't fucking get out. They would try to clear it long. They lose possession, and we would go back on the attack. And then the second half was just everything you could dream of, with Pulisic coming in and scoring that header from a great way across, and then the kind of oopsie daisy, ball ends
all part of his plan.
Feet.
All part of his plan. He planned it from the get-go.
Ends up at McKennie's feet, and he just fucking finishes, dude. It was brilliant. It made me feel really just like, wow, okay, maybe this is coming together. I'm not ready to hand Berhalter the golden staff or anything, but I have to say that was the best I've ever seen him manage. That's it. And so people who say we're Berhalter haters, we're not haters. We just evaluate what's thrown in front of us. Okay.
It's a per game, per roster criticism. I mean, we gave him credit this match because he played his best for what he called up. And even what he called up, there's nitpickiness as far as like who could be there instead of this person over that person. Sure. But that starting 11 was the key starting 11 that we could present outside of maybe starting Scally over Yedlin or something like that. But
yeah, I would have liked to seen Scally, but I know why he went with Yedlin. And I think
I agree. We did. Absolutely.
We predicted.
We even went with Zimmerman too. Yeah.
We did.
I'm pretty positive we called that entire lineup.
Except for Stefan. No,
I picked Turner. I stuck with Turner, if anything. You may have went with Stefan. I don't recall.
I don't remember either, but I think, that may have been the only one we missed in the whole fucking lineup, honestly.
We're getting really good at this. What can I say?
I mean, we are deep inside Berhalter's colon at this point.
Back to your point again. We're not anti Berhalter. We're critical when critical is needed. And when you're bashing your head up against the wall because the same decisions are made over and over again, it gets a little repetitive, and maybe it sounds like we're anti Berhalter. But this kind of brings me into we talked about Twellman and the ESPN crew aplenty this weekend. But Teichert had a nice tweet a couple hours ago.
All right.
When he said he has 3 wins versus Mexico in 2021. And I know that a number of other YouTubers and Twitter have had fun with this, and they've already talked about it a lot. So we're piling on a little bit here. But 3 wins versus Mexico in 2021. Gregg Berhalter has been criticized on every move, and that is part of the job. Critique is fair and needed. What's surprising, however, is the same people criticizing him can't compliment the coach either. That says more about you than the coach. Hashtag USMNT.
Whatever.
So, yeah, my response was a hyperbolic argument, if ever, Taylor. The vast majority of Trip G critics not only give him credit, but praised him for his player selection, tactics, and subs in this game. That doesn't discredit the criticism in prior games, player selections, or roster choices.
Exactly. It doesn't wipe the slate clean. Like, history's still history. What he did before still happened.
Yeah, we're bound to repeat it too. It's a sad thing. That's what a lot of people are concerned with.
That's exactly right. And that's why maybe Gregg's come around. Maybe he's like, I will keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Maybe I will play a fucking Marsh style, high Salzburg style, Leipzig style high press. Maybe that will work against Mexico. I think he got it right last night, and we're going to give him credit for that. But, this whole idea that this is a black and white world we live in. No, Twellman, it's not. Tight shirt. There's a lot of gray in the middle, and there's a lot of room to wiggle and talk about specific things and specific topics that are happening at the U.S. men's national team. And it's perfectly fine to be very critical and then also be very, hey, I give you props. You can do both. When guys fuck up, and this happens in the business world, right? It happens in the world I live in. A guy can fuck up. You say, listen, you fucked up. We're going to figure out how to fix it. And then when he does well, you praise him for her for the work she's done. This is ridiculous. This whole, like, there's some sort of, it's either you're a Jedi or, you're fucking Darth Vader. That's not how the world works. All right. And even Darth Vader, come on. He had his gray areas too when it came to his own family.
I had a funny thing about that is I had a long back and forth, probably about a 10 back and forth tweet with an account called A Wise Yoda Bot. Or he just did
All right.
nothing but Star Wars quotes, and eventually he bowed out. He's like, so it was fun.
So you had more quotes than he did, huh?
No, I think he just got bored.
You and your Sans thing, man, exposing me for the Star Wars
Armchair fan.
middle of the road fan that I am. And I am. I'm not I'm not one of those guys who are like, hey man, that's not canon.
I'm not a
You can't do
nerd.
that. All right. Yeah, you are, Brett. I'm
No,
not.
I was playing you.
Oh.
I'm not a nerd.
That's not what I'm saying. It's just like when Berliner was like, hey dude, he did some Yazzie. I don't remember the character he mentioned. I don't know that character in Star Wars. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. That's not important to me. And that's in one ear, out the next, in one part of the brain and out one part of the brain, out the asshole, essentially. So there you go. I think we're going to be done with this. Brett, do you have any more major things you want to talk about this game? Or let's go to, we got to do these fast.
I was excited about this game. It was great. Just quick recap. Excited about the game. Looking forward to the Jamaica game. Well, let's see what Berhalter does.
Man, I'm looking forward to that Tuesday night show because I think it's early enough so we should be able to actually do a show straight up after the Jamaica game. And man, 6 points is like really fucking realistic right now. And top of the table, making us look really secure. And Gregg can unpucker his asshole because life's going to be okay. So let's not fuck up in Jamaica. All right. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, we will be back with player reviews as well as our lineup versus Jamaica. Good night.